Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin and I am so sorry for not being able to post last week. If you don't know, my dog had a little accident. She was lifting her paw. We got pretty freaked out. We took her to the vet. It was a whole ordeal, and I basically just took the week off to watch her and make sure she was resting and not getting injured again, and basically just trying to make sure she was getting rest and not injure herself any further than she already had. So thank you so much for letting me have that time because it was pretty stressful. So, but everything's fine now. We're good. We're great. We're back. It's all good. So today we have a video that I feel like I should have done way earlier in the year. I feel like this is a January video and not a almost April video, but I'm late to the party. What can I say? I don't know. Sometimes I just get ideas and I'm late, and I hopefully you guys want to see this. I don't know, but I saw Bloodline here on YouTube. She's amazing. I love her. I'll link her video down below. I saw her talking about books that are coming out in 2021 that she's really excited to check out, and I decided that would be really fun to do. So I have a list. I think it's 11 books. I tried to make it 10, but I'm very excited for a lot of books. Some of these are already out and some of these are coming out later in the year, so I don't know. Let me know if you like this. I don't know, guys, okay? It just sounded fun. I decided to do it. We're gonna do it. Let's start. So these books are in no particular order, except for the first one I'm about to mention. I think this is my most anticipated book release this year. I am so freaking excited for this book. I wish it was out now, but this is Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Khaw, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. I'm very sorry. But this comes out October 19th, which is just so freaking far away in my opinion. But let's talk about this cover. This cover is the most terrifyingly beautiful thing I have seen ever. Oh my god, when I saw the cover, I knew immediately I was going to have to read it. I knew immediately that I needed to read it. It is beautiful, and I know that sounds so strange, but it is just such an eye-catching cover. It's, you know? So this book is going to have Japanese folklore involved in it, which again, just really piques my interest. It's about a group of friends who go stay at a haunted mansion for a wedding, and things are gonna get interesting, and that's all I need to know, honestly. All I really care about. I literally don't need to know too much about this book. I'm very excited for it. The cover, the title, everything about it just stands out to me that I just know it's gonna be something that I have to read. Again, October is it feels so long. It feels forever away. I know it's almost April and that's really not that long, but in my head, on waiting for a book, it sounds like too long of a wait. So Nothing But Blackened Teeth is probably my most anticipated release of this year. I can't control how excited I am for this book. The next book I want to talk about is The Lost Village by Camilla Sten. This book is actually currently out right now. I actually already bought it, so it is on its way to me now. But when I read the plot of this story, I was immediately intrigued, and I don't know, there's just something about it. It just sounds like it's gonna be good. I know that's probably not a great way to describe it. It's just, as soon as I read it, I was like, yes, I have to read it. I have to read it. It sounds like it's gonna be really freaking good. But I will read you the plot. It says it is the Blair Witch Project meets Midsummer, which again piques my interest because I am a Midsummer fan. Documentary filmmaker Alice Linstead has been obsessed with the vanishing residents of the old mining town dubbed the Lost Village since she was a little girl. In 1959, her grandmother's entire family disappeared in this mysterious tragedy, and ever since, the unanswered questions surrounding the only two people who were left, a woman stoned to death in the town center and an abandoned newborn, have plagued her. She's gathered a small crew of friends in the remote village to make a film about what really happened, but there will be no turning back. Not long after they set up camp, mysterious things begin to happen. Equipment is destroyed, people go missing. As doubt breeds fear and their very minds begin to crack, one thing becomes startlingly clear to Alice. They are not alone, they're looking for the truth, but what if it finds them first? It sounds so good. It sounds so good. I cannot wait for this book to arrive to me because I just know I'm going to want to read it immediately, and I really hope it doesn't disappoint because it sounds like it could be really, really good. Like, it could be a standout book, I think. If it's done well, I think it could be a really, really well done book. Next up, we have The Dead and the Dark by Courtney Gould, and this one comes out in August 3rd, I believe. And again, this one is primarily because I really think the cover is stunning. It caught my attention from the very second that I looked at it, and I just think it looks beautiful and the plot sounds really good. So I don't know, it's just like a win-win if the plot's good and the cover's beautiful, you know. So this one's about: the dark has been waiting for far too long, and it won't stay hidden any longer. Something is wrong in Snakebite, Oregon. Teenagers are disappearing, some turning up dead, the weather isn't normal, and all fingers seem to point to TV's most popular ghost hunters who have just returned to town. Logan Oritz Woodley, daughter of TV's Paraspectors, has never been to Snakebite before. But the moment she and her dads arrive, she starts to get the feeling that there's more secrets buried here than they originally let on. Ashley Barton's boyfriend was the first teen to go missing, and she's felt his presence ever since. But now that the Oritz Woodleys are in town, his ghost is following her, and the only person Ashley can trust is the mysterious Logan. When Ashley and Logan team up to figure out who, or what, is haunting Snakebite, their investigation reveals truths about the town, their families, and themselves that neither of them are ready for. As the danger intensifies, they realize that their growing feelings for each other could be a light in the darkness. Woo! I think this is a YA. Yeah, it's definitely a YA novel, hence the, like, romance kind of thrown in there. I feel like young adult loves to have something creepy and spooky happening, and then they're just like, here's a love interest, which I think is funny. I don't mind it. I like the little bit of romance in there. I like that little added bonus. It doesn't bother me, but you can always tell it's a young adult because of that in there. But again, I think it sounds interesting. It seems like something that you're not going to know quite what's happening when you go in, or maybe even halfway through the book. It sounds like it's going to be pretty mysterious all the way through until everything comes to a climax, which I really enjoy when books do that. If it's done really well, it's so good. So I'm really excited for this one. August is forever away again, so I'll be waiting for it, but it's beautiful and I really want to read it. Next, we have Whisper Down the Lane by Clay McLeod Chapman. This one is coming out very soon, April 6th, and I am dying to read it. The cover again is just really eye-catching. I have a thing about eye-catching covers. If it immediately draws me in, I just kind of have to go with it. I know you're not supposed to judge a book by their cover, but you know, like, I do it all the time. So this one sounds interesting. Let me read you the description. Richard doesn't have a past. For him, there is only the present. A new marriage to Tamara, a first chance at fatherhood to her son Elijah, and a quiet but pleasant life as an art teacher at Elijah's elementary school in Danvers, Virginia. Then the body of a rabbit, ritualistically murdered, appears on the school grounds with a birthday card for Richard tucked beneath it. Richard doesn't have a birthday, but Sean does. Sean is a 5-year-old boy who has just moved to Greenfield, Virginia with his mother. Like most mothers of the 1980s, she's worried about bills, childcare, putting food on the table, and an encroaching threat to American life that can take the face of anyone, a politician, a friendly neighbor, or even a teacher. When Sean's school sends a letter to the parents revealing that Sean's favorite teacher is under investigation, a white lie from Sean lights a fire that engulfs the entire nation, and Sean and his mother are left holding the match. Now, 30 years later, someone is here to remind Richard that they remember what Sean did, and though Sean doesn't exist anymore, someone needs to pay the price for his lies. It sounds so good. It sounds very Satanic Panic-esque, like, you know, in the 80s it was very, you know, everything was satanic rituals, and every crime that was committed had a satanic undertone, and, you know, they called it the Satanic Panic because everyone just assumed that everything was about Satanism. So I love things about that because it just is so fascinating to me that everyone just assumed that it had a undertone of that in crimes. I don't know. The 80s were interesting, you know? So I think this sounds really, really good. I need to get it because April 6th is not that far away. Did I just buy a ton of books? Yes. But am I going to need this one? Yes, because it sounds like it's going to be so good. I'm very excited for this one. I think it could be a knockout book as well. Ooh, this one. Okay, the next book is The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. I believe this one is already out. I think it came out earlier this month. Oh, this one sounds so good. I am so excited for this one. It says, this is the story of a serial killer, a stolen child, revenge, death, and an ordinary house at the end of an ordinary street. All these things are true, and yet they are all lies. You think you know what's inside the last house on Needless Street. You think you've read this story before. That's where you're wrong. In the dark forest at the end of Needless Street lies something buried, but it's not what you think. It's just, the synopsis just sounds so creepy and intriguing, and again, there's not a lot of information, so I think this one could really surprise you and really just throw you for a loop, which I love so much. I love books that just surprise you at every turn, and that sounds like this. I feel like this one could be really, really, really good. I'm very, very excited for this one. I'm kind of mad that I haven't already gotten it. There's just so many books to buy and so little time and so little money to buy them with, you know? And now I'm mad that I don't have this one, so great. Next up we have Bloodline by Jess Lurie, and this one again is already out, so I'm annoyed. I think I bought this one actually. I think I have this one on its way to me. I just placed an order with 5 books in it, and I believe I have this one in that order, so fingers crossed that I did that. I hope past Erin was on top of it, but this one sounds really good as well, obviously. Of course these books all sound good to me because I wouldn't have put them in this video if they didn't, so yeah. This one's about a perfect town, perfect homes, perfect families. It's enough to drive some women mad. In a tale inspired by real events, pregnant journalist Joan Harkin is cautiously excited to follow her fiancé back to his Minnesota hometown. After spending a childhood on the move and chasing the screams and swirls of news-rich city life, she's eager to settle down. Lily Dale's motto, "Come home forever," couldn't be more inviting, and yet something is off in this picture-perfect village. The friendliness borders on intrusive. Joan can't shake the feeling that every move she makes is being tracked. An archaic organization still seems to hold the town in thrall. So does the sinister secret of a little boy who vanished decades ago. And unless Joan is imagining things, a frighteningly familiar figure from her past is on watch in the shadows. Her fiancé tells her she's being paranoid. He might be right. Then again, she might have moved to the deadliest small town on Earth. Okay, it just, I don't know. It sounds creepy. I love picture perfect towns with people who are hiding secrets. It's very Stepford Wife-esque, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know, I just love things like that. I like secretive towns, secretive people. I like when they're hiding things. I don't know. It adds an air of mystery that I don't know, that I'm very excited about. I don't know, it sounds really good. This one sounds like it might verge on the thriller category a little bit more than horror, but I love a good thriller as well, so I'm not too upset about that. Next up, we have Good Neighbors by Sarah Langan, and this one is out already. I have it. It's right there. I see it. I see it. I see it. I'm very excited about this one. I have heard nothing but immensely good things on Instagram about this. Bookstagram has gone crazy with this book, and so many people have told me that I need to read it, and it just sounds really good. So I will be reading it soon, hopefully, but let me read you what the plot is about. Welcome to Maple Street, a picture-perfect slice of suburban Long Island, its residents bound by their children, their work, and their illusion of safety in a rapidly changing world. Arlo Wilde, a gruff has-been rock star who's got nothing to show for his fame but track marks, is always 2 steps behind the other dads. His wife, beautiful ex-pageant queen Gertie, feels socially ostracized and adrift. Spunky preteen Julie curses like a sailor, and her kid brother Larry is called Robot Boy by the kids on the block. Their next-door neighbor and Maple Street's queen bee, Rhea Schroeder, a lonely community college professor repressing her own dark past, welcomes Gertie and the family into the fold. Then, during one spritzer-fueled summer evening, the new best friends share too much too soon. As tensions mount, a sinkhole opens in a nearby park, and Rhea's daughter Shelley falls inside. The search for Shelley brings a shocking accusation against the Wildes that spins out of control. Suddenly, it is one mom's word against the others in a court of public opinion that can end only in blood. Ooh, this again sounds very Stepford Wives, secretive, you know. I again think this one is a thriller more than it is a horror book, but I don't know, there's just something about neighbors with secrets and a town, you know, divided that it's just a lot like Bloodline that I was talking about previously. I just like that secretive aspect. It adds so much mystery to a book, and I'm itching to read this one, and it's right in front of me, and I'm telling you, it might be one of the first ones I pick up. But then again, I have a lot in front of me that I really like, so who knows. Next up, we have Cackle by Rachel Harrison. This one is coming out October 5th. Rachel Harrison wrote The Return, which I have reviewed here on my channel, and I actually really enjoyed. A lot of people either loved it or hated it. I feel like it was just one of those books that had a really strong divide between readers. I think I'm very interested in this one just because The Return was her debut novel. I believe that was her debut novel, so I'm interested to see what Cackle's going to be like because of that, if she might change things up, if she's going to show us a different side to her, that kind of thing. Goodreads does not have a plot of this book. It just doesn't say anything, so I actually don't really know if I know what this book is about, but the cover is really beautiful and eye-catching, and yeah, I liked The Return, so I'm excited to read this one. Next up, we have Love Sickness, which is a Junji Ito collection. I am so excited for this one. This is coming out April 20th, so again, very close. I will be buying this immediately because can you see it? I love Junji Ito. I love his work. I just have to buy everything he does. I think he is extremely talented. I think he adds something really unique and different to the horror genre as a whole. I just think he's a master at what he does. His art is just so beautiful, and I'm very excited for this one. This one says, Ryusuke returns to the town he once lived in because rumors are swirling about girls killing themselves after encountering a bewitchingly handsome young man. Harboring his own secret from time spent in this town, Ryusuke attempts to capture the beautiful boy and close the case. But, it just says but ... What the heck? And then it just says, starting with this strikingly bloody lovesickness, this volume collects 10 stories showcasing horror master Junji Ito in peak form, including The Strange, Hikizuri Siblings, and The Rib Woman. I have read the Rib Woman, and that one was very interesting. But yeah, I'm excited for it nonetheless. I think it's gonna be great. He always knocks it out of the park in my opinion, and I'm always excited to read his new work. So I'm just really excited for this one. The cover is absolutely stunning. Like, I don't expect anything else from him but stunning artwork, because that's just who he is. So really, really excited for this one. The next book is The Woods Are Always Watching by Stephanie Perkins. She wrote There's Someone Inside Your House, which I own and I read, but I think I liked it. I don't really remember. I read it a really long time ago, but I think I enjoyed it. And this one is coming out August 3rd, which again is very far away. This one says, a traditional backwoods horror story set first page to last in the woods of the Pisgah National Forest in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I don't think I pronounced that right. Are we surprised? Two girls go backpacking in the woods, things go very wrong, and then their paths collide with a serial killer. Oh, this just sounds so good. I love things set in the woods because I'm terrified of the woods. I'm terrified of camping. That stuff freaks me out, and for a book to have a serial killer in the woods while you're like backpacking, that scares the absolute crap out of me. So I feel like this one is going to be really good. I'm pretty sure this is a YA, so I think I'm gonna like it. I enjoy YA horror, even if it is a little cheesy and, you know, predictable. It's enjoyable to me, and this one sounds really, really, really good. And then the last book I'm going to talk about today is by one of my favorite authors, Darcy Coates. This one is called The Whispering Dead, and it's going to be the first book in the Gravekeeper series. So she is starting a new series, which I'm gonna be interested in. I have really enjoyed the Black Winter series from her, and I'm interested to see another series from her and see how this one goes. This one is coming out in May 4th, I believe, so not too far away. This one says, she hears them whispering. Homeless, hunted, and desperate to escape a bitter storm, Kira takes refuge in an abandoned groundskeeper's cottage. Her new home is tucked away at the edge of a cemetery, surrounded on all sides by gravestones, some recent, some hundreds of years old, all suffering from neglect. And in the darkness, she can hear the unquiet dead whispering. The cemetery is alive with faint, spectral shapes led by a woman who died before her time, and Kira, the only person who can see her, has become her new target. Determined to help put the ghost to rest, Kira digs into the spirit's past life with the help of unlikely new friends, and discovers a history of deception, ill-fated love, and murder. But the past is not as simple as it seems, and Kira's time is running out. Tangled in a dangerous web, she has to find a way to free the spirit, even if it means offering her own life in return. I think it sounds good. I think Darcy Coates does ghost stories very, very well. I think that's her best writing, is when she's writing ghost stories. So I'm interested to see how another series goes over for her. I think a lot of people enjoyed the Black Winter series. I'm interested to see if she gets the same amount of praise for a new series and what this series is kind of gonna entail. I'm just excited. I love Darcy, and I'm excited about it. Those are 11 books that are releasing or have already been released this year that I am very excited about, and I feel like could be really standout books this year. So I'm very excited for them. Like I said, I have a bunch more books I'm excited for besides these. These are just the ones I feel like are gonna be the top ones at my list. I do have a bunch others that I think are gonna be just as good, but I think these could really take the cake for me this year. So we'll see. I mean, I'll keep you guys updated, obviously. You guys will know if I read them and if they were a disappointment or not to me. So I'll let you guys know as I start my journey through this list of anticipated books. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little late. It's March. I don't know. I hope it's not too late to do something like this. I hope you guys still enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did, maybe I can do this again with other books, or like maybe I could do a video like this where I talk about books that I'm gonna read this year that haven't been published this year and I think they're gonna be standouts. That would be interesting. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you guys enjoy from me. That way I can keep providing you with that kind of content. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We can become friends, talk about books, movies, makeup, horror, all kinds of things. I do a lot on this channel, so hopefully there's something for everyone. And with that being said, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And if you aren't, I hope your day gets better. I'll see you guys on Wednesday with another video. Bye!